What is going on, guys? They call me Epi. Welcome to another video on the channel today. With the recent release of PUBG on Xbox One, there's a lot of new players trying this game out for the very first time. And given how popular the BR titles are becoming, especially on console, I wanted to take this opportunity to give some tips and tricks on how to get into the game for the very first time, familiarize yourself with some of the controls, and make you feel as comfortable as possible to get you guys on your way to your very first win. So here they are in no particular order, my Xbox tips for beginners for PUBG. Let's get this started. So the first tip I want to give you guys is related to the down but not out state in PUBG. So this definitely applies to duos and squads. If you're shooting at somebody and they instantly go down instead of being killed, you can safely assume that their teammate is alive and well and is probably pretty close by. So I want you guys to use the down but not out state as a very awesome indicator of how close enemies probably are to your vicinity, and use that information to your advantage. The next tip I want to give you guys is definitely going to save you some time, it's definitely going to save your life, and it's going to make ease of access in terms of healing all that much better. So if you have some medical supplies gathered, you have first aid kits, you have painkillers, you have energy drinks, you can actually cycle through those materials using the down button on the D-pad of your Xbox controller. And once the icon of the material you want to consume is present on the UI, you can actually hold down on the D-pad, hold that button for a few seconds, and it will activate that medical supply for you. So you no longer have to go inside the menu to find your meds the hard way. This is going to take you out of combat less often, which means you're going to stay alive longer and you'll be on the move even faster. My next tip is for you guys that want to get some use out of those seemingly useless items that are in PUBG, and I want you guys to loot the frying pan. Now, when you place that frying pan on your waist, it actually acts as an extra set of armor for you. So we did a little demonstration here of my buddy trying to shoot the frying pan off the side of my waist. Bullets are deflected straight off of the frying pan, and it is definitely going to cover you in the angles which you cannot see. I wouldn't recommend using it as a melee weapon, but I would definitely recommend keeping it on your person at all times in PUBG. The next tip I want to give you guys is going to make your shots more precise on console. After you ADS or aim down sight, you're going to want to hold the LB, the left bumper button. That's going to bring up a lungs icon to the right of your health bar. The longer you hold your breath, the more red the icon's going to get, signifying you have very little time left to hold your breath and make your shots more pinpoint. So I would use this sparingly. It's definitely a little bit tricky to press on console and aim and strafe at the same time, but it's definitely useful in most situations. Again, more accurate shots means you're that much closer to your win. For those of you guys that think that we're going to be limited on console play for PUBG, we are bound to a few restrictions here and there, but this tip is not one of them. You can hold the RB button and move your analog stick in any direction to free look. That is going to free look around your entire torso. You can still run, you could still crouch and walk and everything of that sort, but you can see everything around you for a better overview of your environment. Power of the camera is everything in this game, and I think this is a great feature that I did not expect to make it to the console port. For those of you guys who haven't played PUBG, this next tip is going to help you outrun that damn circle that nobody pays attention to when you're playing the end game. Now, holstering your weapons will give you an increase of speed, which will allow you to free run in PUBG. Now, this is super effective, as I said, when you're trying to outrun the circle, when you're trying to push a specific area of the map, let's say the school, for example, or you're trying to outrun another player to a vehicle or anything of that sort, maybe a supply crate. It's super useful, and not many new players will know that that is definitely possible. If you're curious about how other players are beating you to specific spawns and points of the map, at least on foot, this is probably the method that they're using. Now, for all of you guys that have played PUBG for the first time on Xbox, you're super excited, you finally found your vehicle, and you start driving, and there's a cap to how fast you can go. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case, and there's actually a vehicle boost that you can activate when pressing the LB, the left bumper button, and holding it. Your kilometers per hour will begin to increase up to a steady cap, and know that this is not possible on motorcycles specifically, but it's still really cool to get that quick boost when you need it, especially when you're facing other enemies and you're taking heavy fire. While we're on the subject of vehicles, I wanted my last tip to address tires. Now, if you're new to PUBG, you're not going to know that your tires can be completely shot at. They could run flat, the rubber's going to wear off, and then you're going to be running on a bare rim in the game. This is significantly going to decrease your speed for the vehicle. It's going to make it harder to control, but it's definitely manageable once you get the hang of it. But again, as you can see here, the lack of speed is really off-putting. It's going to definitely definitely slow you down and make you more vulnerable. So thank you guys so much for watching. These have been my beginner tips for PUBG on Xbox One. Let me know how the game is going for you guys. How many wins have you gotten? Feel free to add any more tips that you may have in the comments section for everybody. I'll see you guys on the next video.